Hi there, this is Mr. Evans. This video looks at strategy and leadership. So we're right here looking at the value of leadership in strategic implementation. So this whole section on 3.10.3 is all about how we get our strategy going. So we're really at this point in the strategic planning process where we've set our mission statement, reviewed where the organisation is both internally and externally. We've set our strategy and now we're implementing it. So we studied leaders in Unit 3.2 and different leadership styles. So why are leaders so important for implementing business strategy? Well, they're involved in setting the mission statement, overseeing the internal and external analysis, and then they're going to review that information and they're going to be setting the strategy, and that could be from an authoritarian kind of perspective where the leader is saying, look, I know what's best, this is the strategy we're going to use, or the leadership will do it with input and cooperation from the staff in that business if they're taking a more kind of democratic approach to leadership. But either way, the leader is going to be absolutely pivotal in reviewing the information, setting the strategy, and even if they are using a democratic kind of style of leadership, they're going to take that information that the staff give them and put that together into a coherent plan. They're then in charge of communicating that vision to the organisation through verbal communication, through meetings, through the written communication that organisation puts out. But a leader really is in charge of setting the strategic vision for the organisation, and then perhaps most importantly, demonstrating the behaviour that sets the standard for all others. So there's a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote here which I really like, that just really emphasises the importance of leaders actually doing and being an example. Excuse me. Okay, so there's some more examples of leadership quotes here. Okay, just really demonstrating that leadership is absolutely important for strategy. They tend to be tied into the strategy, and many leaders, if their strategy fails, will leave the company. So here are some examples of leaders that you might want to look up. So you've got some examples that you can talk about. I'll just briefly talk about each one. In the top left here is Moira Green, who is currently the Chief Executive of Royal Mail. She has overseen a strategy of cost cutting in the Royal Mail that has meant job losses, and she's been quite successful in undertaking that strategy. And the key thing is she's managed to retain relatively good relationships with the staff at the post office, which is quite tricky if you think the actual strategy is cost cutting, and a lot of that has involved job losses. So she's a very interesting character to look up. Very strong leader, Moira Green. Jack Dorsey is the CEO of Twitter. Prioritised in February 2017 making a profit. Sounds obvious, but Twitter had not made a profit for a long time, and they made a profit recently. So you could argue that Jack Dorsey and his strategy to help make Twitter profitable has been successful. And that's a very recent announcement. I'm talking February 2018, so that's a good up-to-date example if you are sitting exams in 2018. Ingvar Kamprad, is was the CEO, the founder of IKEA. He died very recently in January 2018, as I'm speaking, and a really good example of a leader setting the kind of example for everyone else to follow. So IKEA's USP is kind of simple, minimalist, good value for money furniture, and Ingvar Kamprad became a very rich man through IKEA and their global growth. However, he always retained that sense of kind of thrift and he set the example for the company. So he drove a 15-year-old Volvo. He never flew first class. He always flew economy class. And that kind of setting the example for the organisation of let's keep it simple, let's keep prices down, let's not spend unnecessary money, really set the example for the rest of the organisation, and shows how, you know, the leader actually embodied that strategy of low price, keep it simple, and yeah, was very successful in that. Finally, an example of a leader who really was unsuccessful in implementing a strategy, Dominic Chappelle. He became chairman of BHS about a year before it shut down. He really is an example of somebody who wasn't able to communicate a coherent strategy. Maybe could be said didn't have a coherent strategy for BHS, and that company went under. So 3 leaders here who have been able to embody a strategy and really show that example and implement it, and Dominic Chappelle, a leader who no doubt next time he starts a business will try to have a more coherent strategy, and he's been quite heavily criticised for the way he ran BHS.